Begin vlog.
How I should do it.
Hi.
Carol?
Now watch the guests.
What's the best way to
He's going to video vlog this.
What's
Yes,
the best
a
way
close
to
up.
over your head?
Close up of the nostril.
What's the best way to do what with a Jeep?
Love my nostrils.
Run your head over with the
So
Jeep in the most
voluminous.
gory way possible.
Beautiful.
Well, I suggest
I comb
Supra with
lining me up.
us.
I'm not sure how you comb your nostrils,
going-
but I do.
We're having a bunch of basketball players,
at a very hard
Over.
pace.
except this
Approximately
one.
89
This
points.
is a random citizen we've taken
88
in.
miles an
Basketball
hour.
rejected, Devin.
Devin,
Before
88
you
miles an
even-
hour. The speed of the
88
DeLorean.
miles an hour, 80 miles an hour.
88.
I thought you said idiot.
88 miles
That's the
an
point
hour.
at which if
The speed of the DeLorean, so that you
that's
can go
the point.
at the speed of time.
That's the point. The momentum at which, if a flux capacitor is in the vicinity, you will actually pierce the temporal veil and travel to a point somewhere.
Yes, that
my
is the
timeline.
goriest way of destroying my head with a Jeep.
Because it'll splatter it through different dimensions.
Yep. Several.
I had a talk
I
about
don't
Back to the
think
Future
they
today.
recall what they're
Was the Back
talking
to
about.
the Future
I had a Back to the Future conversation today with a friend who's really into Back to the Future. And we essentially said, like, you know how there's different ways of doing time travel in a movie? Some people use multiple timelines that are fractured when you mess with the past. And some people just do one timeline and you have to avoid messing with the past.
No.
Essentially, in Back to the Future, the plot, they must do it with the multiple timelines. Because that's the plot of the second movie.
Sirs.
That's the plot of the second movie, is they change something and it creates an alternate timeline that they have to get out of. But the fact that
Devin, stop now before you hurt yourself.
Man, was that how it should have ended?
that completely makes the other movies pointless. Because if there's alternate timelines, they don't need to worry about creating paradoxes, which is like the entire point of the other movies.
They do mention a paradox a lot.
I know, but that you wouldn't need to worry
And they
about.
wrecked a really sweet car.
But do they mention paradoxes in the same one, or they mentioned?
No, they don't. I'm just saying it makes the paradoxes pointless because you don't need to worry about a paradox if you're dealing with
That's why they're not in the
timelines.
same movie.
This is depressing talk
No,
of
but look,
paradoxes.
There's a cracked article.
But wait, why would a paradox happen if they saw their
Devin,
alternate
that's
self in a
completely
different time?
unfair.
It would unravel the fabric of the space-time continuum, apparently. I'm not entirely sure how.
Well, he said there was an alternate option,
Doc
was
doesn't
to go
allow
into
it.
shock and pass out.
Which luckily happened. Leaving our universe quite intact.
I'm young and
Man,
Or is it?
That's like saying, like, epic movie makes, like, a romantic comedy just look dumb. That's why there's not epicness
Stealthily
and romantic comedy in the
sneaking.
same movie.
There's the same trilogy, the same universe, governed by the
they're
same laws.
trilogy. Okay. Well, that's the same movie in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're the same trilogy.
Well, you said different movies.
In the same trilogy. Okay, so the fact
Different
that
movies
Well, yes,
of
then
the
I-
in
same.
the first one they're dealing with paradoxes, in the second one they go into an alternate timeline. If
Then I
alternate
agree with
timelines
you.
exist, they don't need to worry
I
about
thought you were talking about
paradoxes.
two completely separate movies.
No, it's all about. You haven't seen the second and third Back to the Future.
But they can be,
You
because he
jerk.
can erase
Hey,
himself.
you're the
They're so
jerk in
good.
this situation. If you ever had them around at your house, I would have watched them.
Never
many
around
times
at our
back.
house.
No, they're not. Not when
Homer's
we ever
around.
wanted to watch
We have to
them.
show you. They're so good.
Every
They're so
time I'm
awesome.
like,
Sean
"Hey, you
Connery
haven't
is
seen
an
Back to the
Indiana
Future 2 or
Jones.
3, have you? And I'm like, no, let's watch them. And you're like, oh, drat it all. That had someone else's house.
Okay, come over sometime
Quite
then.
taken up with the Back to the Future movie.
You're so good. I can't believe you only thought there was one.
One Back to the Future? What year are you from?
Are you an idiot? So, in summary, timelines, paradox, yeah.
They create a paradox in
Yes.
themselves.
We just had a pointless conversation of
They're very
paradoxes.
They're
pointful.
incongruous.
Pointy.
Let's talk about black
Pointy,
holes now.
Perhaps as pointy as a
A black hole is a collection of gravity, no? Or is it the most? Is it just something so
Is
dense?
a black hole zero-dimensional?
No.
Does it have
It's
infinite gravity
your
or
face
just really
zero-dimensional?
big gravity?
really big gravity. It's
Is it
the
zero-dimensional?
it's the
That's what I
densest
thought.
matter on Earth,
Have you heard
and
of
it's
fuzzball theory?
pulling things into it.
Except
and
it's not
crushing
easy on
it.
Earth.
Even
In
light
space.
cannot escape. But why does it turn you into a spaghetti noodle when it sucks you in?
Essentially, because if you look at it, if you look at the
Doesn't
gravitational well of a black hole, the differences in gravitational effect from one
Reed,
point
you lied. There
to
was
another
no chips
are
left.
so astronomical.
Oh, really?
Like it's so
But
steep.
I went and I made something.
Essentially,
good.
the gravitational
What is it?
well is so steep that your feet are having like exponentially more gravitational effect than your head is.
And isn't it supposed to be the closer you get, time slows down more? So that
You
means
never
your
actually
feet
fall in a
are,
black hole
you just
you
keep
can.
going around.
because
It's a
it
spiral.
warps time. Because gravity warps time, and a black hole having infinite gravity warps time to an infinite point. Set. Like,
So you're just being crushed painfully,
so
endlessly.
you're just there. Like an observer watching
That's
you fall
awful.
in will never see you fall in.
Oh.
No, but you're processing time
An observer
normally.
watching you fall into a black hole
Yeah,
will,
the
never
observer-
actually, will never actually observe you enter the black hole
But
because
you-
time is being slowed down for you so much by the black hole that you're just like getting imperceptibly close to it.
Well,
Time goes to 0, so you're spending.
you would watch your own feet getting sucked into the black hole.
To you, time would progress normally, but to the outside world, you'd be progressing so infinitely slow that you would never actually fall into the black hole.
So what happens? You're just there.
No, it's called the event horizon, where like light doesn't even, and then so
This
it
is
just
all
looks like a
theoretical,
picture
of
of you,
course.
just like
Stuck
That's what I'm
there.
saying.
stuck there.
What is an event horizon?
Event horizon is the point at which light
where
cannot
not
escape.
even light can get away.
So what happens if you go into a black hole then?
You explode. You
You're
become
just stuck. I mean, time. You're not actually stuck. It's just that time slows down
was
to
that?
0, so you
My
still
dog.
perceive
I
time
thought that was your
as being
bum.
normal,
But you're not going anywhere.
but you're not going. You
I hate
perceive yourself
vibrate.
as still
Sounds
falling
like a
in.
toot.
So how can you perceive
Wait, who's
time
got my
as
phone?
normal if you're infinitely in the same spot?
Have I gotten any
Because time
text
slows.
messages?
Because
Or
time,
Devin,
because time
wouldn't-
slows down so much that you're not
Devin,
even like.
you wouldn't.
Yeah, but you
would
wouldn't
just
know
go-
time was
You
slowing
wouldn't
down.
even see anything. You couldn't perceive anything because no light would be getting to your eyes because it'd just be sucked away.
I know, but if
No, you don't know because you said something
you
different.
guys don't understand what I'm
But,
trying
like,
to say.
What I'm
You don't
saying-
understand what you're
what
trying
I'm
to
saying
say.
Is if you're not doing anything, how can you perceive time as normal? You have to be doing something to it. If there's an ending point to time,
Video has gone on for 7 minutes. I
Then-
should probably turn you off. Where's the...
then you can't
Okay.
perceive it as normal because you stop.
Ah!
I know you're
Goodbye.
like